Hello everyone, this is Candy, the 614 Stitcher, and today is Monday, September the 5th, 2022, and this is my Flosstube number episode 55. I would like to say hello and welcome to any and all new subscribers, and thank you so very much for joining me along this journey. And to my returning friends and subscribers, thank you so very much for coming back every time that I upload a video. I have been on a bit of hiatus. Um, Life happens and I just keep trying to adjust. I would like to thank each and every one of you that has reached out to me. It's been a month. But I'm back and I hope I can enable you in stitching or purchasing something that I am stitching on now. This video is going to be a little different. I will be doing the first part of the video for all of the August wrap up. I have been stitching even though I haven't uploaded a video, so I have an entire month to basically go through and catch you all up on what I have been stitching. And then once that part of the video is over, I will update you on what I have been doing for these first 5 days of September. And then I will go into my plans, and then I'll do haul, so that if it's going to be a longer video, so please grab your stitching, grab a nice beverage, and we'll get started. So when I last talked to you, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my camera situated. When I last talked to you, I was preparing for a trip, and that was August the 13th. I was going to Kentucky to a Stacy Nash workshop, and I did get to go to that, so I will be showing you in my haul part of my video, the kit that she gave us, the kit that I purchased to work on by Stacy Nash. And then after that, I really didn't have any other travel plans, and so I've really just been stitching and being at home. So the last I showed was August, and it says H and A, Heart and Hand August. So for these next, I have two finishes. I have two finishes. The first finish is Heart and Hand Square Dance August, and I will insert a picture of that here. And then I actually started at the end of August. On August the 29th, I started the Heart and Hand Square Dance September, and I finished that on September the 2nd, and I'll insert a picture of that here. And the reason why I don't have those finished projects are they are shop models for Keepsakes. I am stitching the Square Dance series for shop models, and so since I went down to Keepsakes on Saturday, I took pictures of them and left them at their new home. So I did have one finish in August, another finish, and then I had a finish already for the month of September. Here. And then I'm trying to go back through August. So my WIPs I had new starts, and I'll have to show you the Stacy Nash new start in my haul because I don't have it like sitting right up here. And then I started Thankful Quaker, by Bent Creek, because Bent Creek was Garon Designer Focus for the month of August. And I have that right here. Ooh. Sorry, it's going to be all over the place, so I'm going to apologize for it. Okay, so I saw this project, Miss Dina of Half Stitch Cross Stitch stitched this, and I fell in love with it. And it is called Thankful Quaker. And I started this on August the 7th. And here is where I did get to. I am stitching this on. It was the chart and the threads were given to me by my friend Julie. Sorry, it's been raining here for 2 days, and it's not raining right now, but it is 1000% humidity, I promise. So it actually came with the called for fabric and the called for flosses that Julie gifted to me. And I changed the fabric. It was a 30 count linen, and I changed it to 28 count Mummy by Be Stitch Me. And this is where I am. So the words go on the outside. So I wanted to make sure that I had all of the sizing correct before I started on the inside of the motifs. And since this is an autumn Thanksgiving piece, I will be picking this up again next month for October. Hopefully, whatever the magazine monthly acrostic is, I'll be able to fit this into that. So that was a new start for August for the hashtag Garon Designer Focus. Okay, so I talked about that, and then I'll show you. And then on August the 29th, I started Heart in Hand Square Dance September, and I finished that on September the 2nd. Sorry, I'm just writing a note. Okay, so my whips for the month of August. The magazine monthly challenge group, the acrostic or the theme chart was trees, and that was Robin's birthday month, and so the theme was trees, and I finished cardinal etchings, and it looks like I would have showed you all that because I posted my Flosstube number 54 the day, yes, because I finished it on the 2nd and I did my Flosstube on the 5th, 6th. So you've seen that finish. So then the acrostic for August. I love being in this group. It gives me something to stitch on and not have to worry about. I don't have to think, what am I going to stitch on, any of that, because I already make it up when they, the month before when they put out the planning sheets. And so it was very easy for me to just keep up with what I needed to do, even though mentally and emotionally I was not present, to put it mildly. But I was able to still keep up with my stitching and still meet my goals. So that was very good. So for the letter, the acrostic was birds, and for the letter B, I started the Bent Creek Thankful Quaker. So I met that challenge. And then for the letter I worked on ink circles. And that's this pattern. And I started this on the cruise with Miss Shelia and Miss Margaret. And I am here now. So I have put in the spaceship, part of the trolley bus, and I know I've seen this before. They use them over in Europe, but I don't know what the name of it really is, but I also put that in. So I worked on this project for 6 hours. Oh, here it is. I have it written down. I was like, I know I got my stats on it. So far, I have put in 563 stitches, and I am 13.2% finished. This project has a total of 4,263 stitches. In times past, when I've worked on ink circle projects, I've literally gone across and did like the top 2 quadrants, and then did the lower 2 quadrants. With this one, I'm going to do 1 quadrant at a time. So I'll get all of the stitches done for the first part. I'm really loving this project also. I am stitching this on a 16 count Fortnite fabric, and it's Pedal Pusher, because I couldn't read the title, but I think it's Pedal Pusher. And I am using Leo and Roxy threads Vampish. And so that is my half the fun. I will be picking this up again. I don't know if it'll be next month, but I really, pardon me, I enjoy working on ink circle projects, so I'll be picking that up again for sure. Okay. I'm kind of like going out of order. So my next project, and I'll just get it out, is Purple Rain. I stitch on Purple Rain. It is the artwork is by John Enright, and it is charted by Michelle at Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is what it will look like. And last month, I stitch on Purple Rain on the 7th of every month. And I say the 7th, but I start stitching on it on the 7th. And I have made a personal goal for this project that I will get in 300 stitches every month. And I seem to have calculated it out. Like if I do 300 stitches consecutively every month, it'll take me 19 months to get this project completed, which I was like, that's pretty good. So I'm going to the best of my ability, stick to the 300 stitches a month so that I can have it done in a month and a year and a half. So when last you saw it, I was over here. I ended up having to take out all the stitches that I had in this area before, because it was off, and that was from the cruise and stitching and drinking. So I removed all of those stitches and then have put them all back in. With this project, I have decided that I will continue to go across the page for the first 10 lines and then come back and do all of the confetti stitches and start going down that way. For the month of August, I put in 326 stitches for a total of 1,686 stitches, and I am 2.39% completed. So that's where I stand with Purple Rain. I will, the 7th is in a couple of days, so I'll be pulling it out. Like, I never put it away. It just stays on my project table, and when it's the 7th of the month, I just pull it out. Last month, it took me a little bit of time. I think it took me like 3 days to get the 300 stitches in. And I'm fine with that, as long as it doesn't take me like the whole month. I really want to be consistent on keeping it to at least 3 days that I stitch on it. If I can get 100 stitches in each of the 3 days, then that's great. So that is where I stand on Purple Rain. I am feeling, I know I had expressed to a few of you, I'm not sure if I really said it on the video or not, that I was really discouraged by the way that my stitches looked. However, now EJ has been counseling me with my stitches, bless her heart, and she suggested that I try a laying tool. And so since I've been using that, it actually has been going much smoother. The process is a little slower because I have to really be careful. I am using a really large needle as a laying tool, but I'm loving the outcome much better. So thank you, EJ, for your help. This is being stitched on a 18 count Ada, dyed by EJ and gifted to me, and I am using anchor threads, which were donated so graciously to me by Miss Joy Lisa, and I appreciate you both so very much. So that is Purple Rain, and it is held in my project folder that was gifted to me by Desi, who is also stitching Purple Rain, along with Carolyn Zook, and I'm sure there are others. We did set up a hashtag, so please make sure that you are checking the hashtag. It is hashtag Purple Rain. Okay, so that was Purple Rain. So the next project, and Purple Rain was not in my acrostic, it's just the next one on my list when I was writing notes. I have been trying to get myself together to record this Flosstube ever since August, whatever date. Like, I've got 5 different dates written on this piece of paper because I was trying to do a Flosstube, but I just couldn't get it together to do it. So the next piece, and it is actually on my acrostic, is the R for bird, and it is right thing to do, and that is Be Nice, and that is by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And now I'm looking because it's not where it's supposed to be. Sorry. Okay, so I'll have to find it. Please hold. Okay, I found it. And the reason why I can't seem to manage to keep up with this project, I just said it out loud to myself. The bag that I have it in, which is this, does not call remind me about what the project is. Usually when I put if it's not in one of the clear ones that you bought, that you get from Amazon, I'm going to blur that out. Then I put it in a bag to where it will kind of jog my memory when I look at it. And for whatever reason, this bag does not say anything about bees to me. So I'm going to have to change the bag out. But Be Nice by Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I am stitching this on a 16 count white Aida with the called for DMC colors. And here is where it is. For this project, I had 4 hours, and in those 4 hours I stitched the bee and did finish the outline on the Z's and put the U in. And that is where I am for that. I need to also, I'm hoping that I can also get this called for October so that I can finish it up. It is not a very big chart at all. Because it is not a very big chart, I have not given it very many hours. So I need to like change that up. I do have a couple other patterns by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I just need to get on the stick, and I want this one finished first before I move on to the other ones. Again, that was Be Nice by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and the goal on that was 4 hours. And I did reach that goal. So my last project for August in the acrostic was the letter D. And for D, I used Duo Designers, and that is chock full now I need to figure out what I did with this. Chock full by Hands On Design and Priscilla Blain. And it is Chock Full Bloom. And this is also going to be a shop model for Keepsakes. And here's a picture of what it looks like. And if you recall, I was in this club through the Fat Quarter Shop. So I got the chart, the fabric, the threads, all the things. However, because it is a shop model, Miss Barbara wanted it stitched on a 16 count Venetian stone. And I am still using all of the called for colors. And here is where I have gotten to. So what I've put in this time is I've put in some more of the ribbon. I have finished off all of the flowers that needed to be finished off. There are still more daisies in this pattern, but as I went through, I cleaned up all of my parked threads. This project is going to be my cross stitch 25/7. It is a Facebook group by Melanie Watkins. If you would like to join, please go over to Facebook. I will try to put a link in the description box for it. But this is going to be my 25/7 project until it is completed, so I can get it to her. So I really do enjoy stitching this. However, the next chock full that I do I'm going to make some changes on. And so when I get to that point, I'll let you know. But this is chock full Blain. And again, I'll be working on this going forward. I was supposed to start doing that on September the 1st. But it was more important for me at the time to finish the September square dance. So that's what I did. So now going forward from today, or not today, yet from tomorrow on Tuesday, I'll be using it as my 25/7. Okay. So for the month of August, the WIP Go numbers were called, and my WIP Go numbers, the WIP Go numbers were 25 and 20. And I'm pretty sure I showed you what my 25 project was. It was a new start for winter. I keep looking back at the calendar at July. I'm like, what? What in the world is this? Oh, it was a new start, and it was the January by Bent Creek. Okay, January Snows by Bent Creek. So I did show you what that project looked like. Yeah, I'm going to show you again just to remind you. So this was the chart. And here is where I am. And this is a 16 count hue by Fortnite Fabrics. And the first, I'm doing a thread conversion on this. And this thread is Cottage Garden threads. And it is blue wren. Cottage Garden threads, blue wren. And that looks very, okay, that's better. I was gonna say it looks real blurry, but that's better. So that was my number 20. That was my number 25. So my number 20 was Mouth of the Flower. And it is by, and it is by, the artwork is by Octavio Ocampo, and it was made into cross stitch by the Stitching Studio. And here is where I am now. So, okay. Pardon all the hanging threads. I have been working on the stem here, coming down, and also this stem here. Those were new for this stitching session. I changed my WIP Go goal, and I am now stitching on projects for 5 consecutive days. And in 5 days, that is what I did get accomplished. So I am working here. I've worked all of this down and here. So I still have quite a ways to go. I'm very careful when I'm stitching this because this is a looser linen. It is a, well, I guess I could tell you what kind of linen it is. It It is a Weeks Dye Works 32 count linen sanguine, and it is looser, so I have a bit of a tension, like I pull a lot. So I have been making sure that I am staying real consistent with the tension and the thread as I pull them through, so that I don't end up with really large holes. But there is where I'm at now. And I am using the called for DMC. It's all DMC threads. And so that's where I am now on my mouth of the flower. And I love this project. I really do. It's going to take me a little bit more time than what I thought it would, but I don't care. I am okay, I'm trying to think, did they say process or product? I'm a process stitcher for sure, because I enjoy stitching just to stitch. Like, if I want to start a piece, I start it because I like it, not because I know where it's going to go or who it's going to go to. I stitch because I like to stitch. So that's where that is. Okay, so I have given you all of the August update information. I was so pleased with myself that even though I was in a whole different space for the month of August, I did manage to keep up with my goals. I know I had started this whole thing where I was posting my pictures on Instagram about what I was stitching every day. I do plan on going back to that, especially since we are now doing ABCingo. So I thank you all for keeping me in your thoughts and reaching out to me again. I'm coming through. So with that, I am going to pause the video one more time and then pull all my September stuff over so that I won't have like all of this going on at the same time. So give me 1 second. Okay, so as I've said before, I am in the Magazine Monthly Cross Stitch Challenge group. And for the month of September, for the last few years, we have been doing an event called ABCingo. And I love it. Like, I love ABCingo and Baringo. So I have made up my board. She started calling numbers on August the 31st for September the 1st. So I set up my board, and here it is. And I just randomly put sticker letters wherever I wanted to. The only thing that I did do for sure was I put A at the very bottom and Z in the very middle. That was the only, otherwise I just randomly threw the letters on the board. And then this is my list of projects. So for September the 1st, she called the letter P, and my letter P is Plum Street Samplers. And I am working on the Black Cherry Tart. And I did put in, for this project, I put in 1 hour. However, I am going to be going back and putting in more stitches. So for my hour, I added these stitches here and these stitches here. And I also put in the greens around. So the goal for ABCingo is you stitch 1 hour or 100 stitches. It's your choice. And so in years past, I've always just did the hour because I would do it in the morning before I would go to work so that I could make sure I had my goal finished. Since I'm working from home now, I can actually do more stitches. So I have been really focusing in on trying to get in at least the 100 stitches, and or making the project that's called my project for the day. So that's what I've done. I am stitching this on, it's a 36 count. That was a gift to me. And I am using my own color conversion because I noticed in some of the older Plum Street charts, a lot of Gentle Arts threads were called. Well, I don't have Gentle Art threads, and I'm going to learn how to do color conversions with what I have instead of trying to always go out and purchase. So right now I'm going to wait to give the color conversion until I make sure I like what I have so far. I can tell you that this vine that goes all the way around the chart is a Cottage garden thread, and it's Time. And the reason why I chose it is because it was already variegated. I didn't have to worry about choosing a variegated floss for it. But there is my progress so far on the Black Cherry Tart. And that was P by Plum Street Samplers. Take a drink. My mouth is really... Okay. The next letter that was called for the second was V. And my V is verdigris, agaric, which is a mushroom. Because I was in Fortnite Fabrics, Flowers and Mushrooms Fabric of the Month in 2020. 2020? Must have been. Okay, so I chose the letter V because of the fabric. And that project is Floral Fairy. I know, I love this chart so much. Like, I had a hard time, stopping. But other things call. So that's what the chart looks like. It is by Stitchy Princess on Etsy. She is a Ukrainian designer, and that was why I purchased the chart. And here, okay, so this time I worked on finishing up. So I put in 2 more leaves or vines in her skirt, and I've put in another berry flower thingy in here. So I've done these 2 here and all the way down here. So I did put in over 100 stitches because I actually counted it, I think. I should have wrote it down. Note to self, going forward, I'm going to write down how many stitches I did. So I still have a ways to go. I really want to get her skirt finished. That is why I've not taken an after picture yet. I know for a fact that I have the hour in. However, to me, I'm not really going for the prize. I really want to get in a lot of good stitching on these projects. So that is where I am right now on Floral Fairy. And you can see how beautiful this fabric is. And that's why I chose it. Like, I chose that before I even, like when I first started the project way back when. So that was September the 2nd. On September the 3rd, Carolyn called the letter X. And what I used for the letter X was X stitch, because that's what we all do. And for X stitch, I could choose whatever I wanted to because they all have X's in them. And so I chose Forgive, Move On by Lizzie Kate. And I am stitching this on a 14, I'm almost positive. This is before I started writing good notes. I believe it is a 14 count. 14 count lamb's wool Ada. And I am using the called for DMCs. And so this time I put in the underline for think. I put in the word think. I put in these 2 flower petals. I put in these 2 hearts. And I started the word for. And that's going to be forgive. I literally had to, I don't know what I was thinking so you see how much room I have over here? You see how much room I have over here? Like, I literally had to stitch in hand to put this in. And I'm going to have to finish it in hand because all the hoops that I have, like, I don't want to keep putting them over. But thank the Lord, I know how to stitch in hand and do the sewing method because that's how I put it in. There we go. So that is what I got in for Forgive, Move On, and that is for the letter X. And even though I have taken all of the beginning pictures, I am taking the beginning pictures so that I can keep track of where I end up, especially on like the Floral Fairy, the bigger ones that are going to have more work on them. I want to see my progress. And when you're up close looking at it all the time, it's hard for you to see how far you've come. So on day number 4, M was called, and my M is My Big Toe, who is a wonderful designer. And my project is Every Good and Perfect Gift. It is a scripture reference, and I got it out of the Just Cross Stitch Ornament magazine for 2021. And here is where I am now. So when I started this on the 4th, I only had in that, I didn't even have in those, I had in that right there. So I've put in all of these cross stitches underneath the words, all the words from here, and this rose. I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton Wild West, and I did a thread conversion because it used Gentle Arts, and I'm using Weeks Dye Works Mocha, Weeks Dye Works Garnet, and Classic Color Works Spinach. And I love doing the back. I so enjoyed this yesterday when I was working on it. Like, I just stitched and stitched and stitched. This is going to be one of the projects in my future plans. I'm going to talk about this, but when I get to the 25th day, we'll have 5 days left at the end of the month to do any finishing up that we need to do, catching up. And this is going to be one of the projects that I do one of those days to see if I can just push it to a finish, because it is, I love that project. So that was my M for My Big Toe and Every Good and Perfect Gift. So that brings us up to today, September the 5th, and today's letter was I. And for the letter I have I Will Bless the Lord, and it is also a My Big Toe design. And I am stitching this on a 28 count color and cotton Ophelia. And I also did a thread conversion on this. And here is where I am. So when I started this morning, I had in I Will Bless. So this afternoon, well, this morning, I actually started on it this morning, I put in the vine and the flowers going down the side, and that is at the very bottom. And then I started back on the words, and it says, this is at, and this will be Lord. Yeah, and then the word the will be over here. And then there's another vine here. So I would like to ask you all's opinion and see what you think. So you can see on this picture, you see down, so the words are in the same color as this bottom border part. And as I looked at my piece, I was like, I don't know that I want to do this bottom border part because it seems like it's so much black. So if I keep going down, would it, okay, my question is do you think it would look too off balanced if I just left that bottom border off? I mean, I know, like, well, now I just answered my own question because like the flowers would just be floating in the air. So I guess I am going to have to go ahead and put it in. I just thought it would be too heavy on the bottom with all of that black. So if you still have an opinion about it, you can let me know. But now that I'm looking closely at the picture, when I was looking at the chart, I was like, oh, I could just leave that off. But now I'm looking at the picture, I guess not. I really enjoy stitching my big toe designs. They are biblical. That's all I've ever seen charted by her. So if she has other charts, that's awesome, and I'm here for it. But I have really, really enjoyed stitching my big toe. So, today is still early. It's 10 minutes to 5. So, my plan, I guess I could stitch on my 25/7 project too, but is to maybe continue on and start or get the words for the second line completed, because I also have leaves and things underneath that. But that is my big toe designs. I will bless the Lord. So now that brings you right up to the minute where I am with ABCingo. I could get a bingo by the middle of the week if C and N are called. So that's where I stand. That's where my board stands now. And I'm very pleased about the progress that I am making. I think, I'm not doing the acrostic and the theme this month, which is really helping because I still have other projects that I want to get done. With that being said, on the 4th of the month, every month, I work on the Twisted Band Sampler. Me and Carolyn Zook started this on July the 4th this year. And I made a personal goal to make sure to touch it on the 4th and maybe the 5th, maybe even the 6th. Every month so that I can continue making good progress on it. One of the things I do not want to do with these really, now that I've become a large project stitcher, I had to be careful what I said right there, is to make sure that I am keeping up with them. I do not want to start a BAP and then turn around and don't touch it anymore. So I keep them on my calendar for the days that they were started so that I'll know, what I have going on. It also helps me with planning for the acrostics or anything else. So yesterday, after I finished, today's the 5th. Yesterday, after I finished working on my big toe, Every Good and Perfect Gift, I pulled out my Twisted Rainbow Sampler. I'm like, why am I blanking on the name? Because I already showed the picture, and then, Twisted Band Sampler. And I am doing the cross-stitch only version. Carolyn is doing the specialty stitch version. Come on, Carolyn, you can do it, girl. So when I last worked on this, I had this pink band right here completely finished. Yesterday I worked on the darker pink band, and I have 2 more rows, 2 more verticals to go to have that completed. So I'll probably finish this today rather than going back to I Will Bless the Lord. I did not count the stitches, so I don't know where I'm at, with the stitch count. But I am on track and on target to keep progressively going down. Next month, I will be starting the butterflies on this, so we'll see what happens. But that's where I'm at now, and I still love it. I am using an 18 count white Ada and the called for DMC colors. And so that's my Twisted Band Sampler for this month. And then, like I said, I went to Keepsakes on Saturday, and I always try to take a project down when I go. So this time I took StitchCon, and I managed to get in the words friends, while I was there. This is another project that I am going to be keeping on my radar, so that when I attend StitchCon in 2023, I can ring the bell for this project. This was a sale started by some of the ladies in Weekend A, and I joined along. I need to post my picture to the hashtag. So I'm also doing a thread conversion on this project. This is by Miss Sue Hillis, and I am going to be using overdyed threads where I can. So for the words friend and sharing and the underneath, all of the greenery around the house, I changed that from 502, 501, and 502, and I am using, pardon me, Weeks Dye Work Cypress, and that's what I'll be stitching that in. At least those three things, the friends, both these lines, and then the greenery around the house, and Keepsake Cincinnati. I'll be using Cypress for that. As I go along with this, and if I make any other thread changes, I will keep you updated. But I really am enjoying it. Also, I'm going to be keeping that on my radar. So, come May, I'm not rushing to try to hurry up and get it to a good point to where I can ring the bell in June. So that's where I am on StitchCon 2022. So, not too bad. Just under an hour, 2 months. Well, a month and a few days. So, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. So now I'm going to clean this all up, and I will be going into the haul portion of the video. Stay tuned. I neglected to discuss the month of September's designer focus for hashtag Garon Designer Focus. This month it is Glendon Place. I do not have any, well, that's not true. So I watched Carolyn finish a Glendon Place piece, and I asked her, could I have it? And she brought it with her when she came to StitchCon, and it is City Sidewalks. And this is like one of my favorite carols. So when I saw it, I was just like, yeah, I need to stitch that. And I did start it. I have a very small start. I started it on September the 1st. I'm trying to get this back in the sleeve. Okay, there we go. I am stitching this on a 28 count Frost by Be Stitch Me, and I will be using the Weeks Dye Works and DMC flosses. So here, so sad. This is like the smallest start ever. But I have in the little first part of the last part of the side, actually. Or walks. That's what that is. Walks. And it ain't even walks because it don't have the W on it yet. It's aux. Aux. So I'll be putting some more work into this, of course, throughout the month. the first thread that is used is Purple Rain. And you know how I am. So I was like, there was no thought in my mind, like I'm starting with the Purple Rain part. So I hope to get this project done this month. I don't know, because the houses do look, there's a lot of houses. You know, that little row is a lot of row. So, and I actually have another Glendon place that I found in a it's called City Sidewalks, yes. I have another one, and I was hoping that I would be able to show it to you without, because, you know, it just has the chart. Maybe I could go to the first page. So this is in Just Cross Stitch Magazine, the 2016 edition. And I also will be starting this chart. It's called Winter Bluster this month. And right before I started my video, I was watching Gary and Ronnie's shop update video, and I saw a few Glendon Place charts. Now, you know, she does a lot of Halloween and I don't, but I did see a few charts that were not Halloween that I could look into purchasing. So if you are interested in participating in the Garon Designer Focus, please head on over to Garon Stitchery, where the charts are on sale. The one exception is if it just came out in Expo, those charts will not be on sale. If you need or want further information, please check out Gary and Ronnie's shop, Flosstube. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at it. Yes, it says Flosstube. For more information, and I will link their Flosstube down below. Okay, so this month is Glendon Place, and I have never stitched a Glendon Place before. This, the designer focus was a collaboration between all of the Zoom stitchers in the Garon Totem Bag group to come up with different designers for an entire year. And I really enjoy it because there are several designers that I have not stitched before, but because of this focus on a designer, it has given me some access, or I don't know what to call it, but so, like, for instance, I had never stitched a Plum Street sampler before, and when I was researching her charts, there are several that I would really like to stitch. So it's a way for you to get out of your designer comfort zone, so to speak, and try a new designer. So Glendon Places this month, and I am looking forward to working on it. Okay. So I'm sure there's a couple of things. I'm going to make this announcement. It is on Wednesday, September the 7th at 12 noon. The StitchCon website will be open. If you are interested in coming to StitchCon in June, please go to the website or go to Just Keep Stitching. They always provide, Pam and Steph, they always provide up-to-date information on StitchCon on their channel. I was at the shop and did hear that the website will be opened on Wednesday, September the 7th at 12 p.m. noon to fill out and get on the waiting list for StitchCon. when I say get on the waiting list, please go view Pam and Steph's video. That's all I'm going to say about it. They provide all of the information if you would like to come to StitchCon for 2023. Okay, so I have a lot of haul. It is in no particular order. I do remember when I got it, like it wasn't 2 years ago. I do remember when I got it and what I got it for. So we're going to go through that. I said I was going to do my plans before I go through my haul, just in case nobody cares about the haul. So my plan for the next week is to continue working on whatever numbers are called by Carolyn for ABCingo. On Wednesday, I will be working on Purple Rain. My WIP Go, so WIP Go numbers were called, and number 3 and number 22 are Christmas sentiments for me. So this month I'll be working on Christmas sentiments. And I will, oh, did I pull that out? I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. So also on September the 21st, EJ and Miss Sheila talked about Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. And we would love it if you all would participate in Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. So I'm sure you, which I'm not going to try to sing it. All I know is, do you remember the 21st night of September? That's about all I know. But we are going to be stitching that day on a piece that has anything to do with the elements, earth, wind, and fire. And that's where the name came from. That's what they are too. That was their name. And so the piece that I am going to be stitching on for September the 21st is Seasonal Sunshine. And the sun, the earth, the wind, I got it all in there. So if you have Seasonal Sunshine and would like to participate in Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, please jump in. I don't know if they've set up a hashtag, but I can check and find out for you. And then I'll be posting to it also. But it's going to be super fun. Like, I listen to old school all the time on the little woman over there, and I have oldies but goodies in my car through Sirius, so I always hear Earth, Wind, and Fire music. So I grew up listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. My kids grew up listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire. So please join along with us and stitch on Earth, Wind, and Fire Day, September the 21st. It's also in my ABCingo. That's why I had to go digging around for it. Okay, I think I have said all of my plans. Wednesday, I'll be working on Purple Rain. Saturday, I will start working on my Christmas sentiments for my 5 days of stitching on that. Earth, Wind, and Fire Day. And also, if you are interested in going, Garon Stitchery, the Garon Retreat goes on sale on September the 24th. Please see their video for all the information. I'm just being a helpful friend, putting the information out that I have. So, okay. So, my first piece, I'm in the Garon Stitchery Cottage Garden Thread of the Month Club. Sorry for the crinkling. I did not take this out. I don't know why I didn't. And it's too late now for me to do all of this. So this would have been, I'm not sure if this is September or if it's August. Okay, so Delta. And that is a beautiful, like, that is not even doing it justice. Like, if there was a little bit more red and it was more redder, like, this would be the perfect Ohio State color scheme. Ampersand. Tool shed. Sorry. Elon. I don't know. I'm not even gonna keep trying. But here it is. Elonium. And then this is called Felix. And like, that is a great black. Like, I might need to order this separately. That is a great black. Do you hear me? That is a great black. So those are my Cottage Garden threads for the month. I also did receive my floss fix from Fat Quarter Shop, and it was, sorry, I know I should have did this beforehand. Like I said, I've been trying to do a video, and when the mood hit me today, between the mood, my son, and EJ, I was just like, okay, I'm going to do it today. And so some of the prep work that I normally do, I just forwent it and didn't bother. So here are the colors, and starting on this side over here, it is Sea Oats, Amber Waves, Ye O Gold, Hazelnut, Fool's Gold, and Peanut Brittle. And those are all the classic color works. I have already started thinking about 2023, and I am going to be making some changes. So it'll be kind of interesting. Maybe you do. Maybe you'll be like, oh, that's not no big shocker. Okay, so I did also get my fabric of the month from Rogue Stitching, and this was August fabric of the month, and it is called Dreamy. And it is beautiful. I love their fabric of the month. Of course, I say that about every fabric of the month because I really do love fabric. This is for the month of September, I believe. And this is Water Nymph by Bestitch Me. And that is not. That's better. It's still a little darker than that, but it's a nice green and yellow mix. Okay. And I did change over in her club from a 28 count to a 32 count. So I'm getting a 32 count now in Stitch Me fabric. And then one more fabric of the month. Is my Color in Cotton, and this month, or the month of August, it is called Maple Leaf, and it's much darker than that. Much. It actually looks like it would make for a really good autumn project, though. Yeah, it's much darker than that. I wonder if I turn this other light off. Okay, so those were all the fabric of the months and the threads of the month. So then we went to Miss Joy Lisa, we were talking about one day on the Garon Zoom, and I was talking about wanting to do a red sampler and using silk. And so she sent me I think it's supposed to be January Steps, and it is Vicky Clayton silk that I'll be using for a sampler start this month. And she couldn't just send that. She had to send, thank you so much, Miss Joy Lisa. You already know. So she couldn't just send just that one little skein. So she sent me 2 ultraviolet of those. And then she sent me 2 of these. And so I will be looking, I have a sampler in mind for the purple. And I have a sampler in mind for the red also. So I just need to get the charts pulled and pull some fabric, and I will be getting those started. This is I didn't say that. This is Sampler September. For the first time since I've been stitching, I have pulled samplers for this month to work on. There'll actually be new starts because I haven't worked, well, that's not true. I have one that I've already been working on, but I will be working on 3 new starts for Sampler September. So, and then, okay, let me make sure. Yeah, okay. So, back to August, Miss Susan made everyone in the group a Stitching Fun with Stacy Nash bag. So I put, my stuff in here. So now I'm going to show you the kit that we received. And it had in it all the finishing. So it is, let me show you the pattern first, I guess, maybe. I don't know, I'm all discombobulated with this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Is I'm holding that upside down? Yes, I am. Now that's the outside. No, that's the inside. This is the outside. Okay. She provided the templates for the piece that you wrap them around, I guess. I can't remember. We're gonna, and this is the ribbon to tie it up. She also provided the batting for it. She provided the fabric, the stitching fabric, and this is a she was a very nice lady. She sat and spoke with us for a long time at our table. I'm pretty sure this is a 36 count. But I wanted to look up the name because she provided it. It's just, yes, it's a 36 count Weeks Dye Works linen, and the name is Beige. She also provided all of the Weeks Dye Works threads. She provided a glue stick, the cardboard ovals, and the ribbon was all provided in the kit. All of the finishing instructions. It was so nice to go to meet her. I went with the group from Keepsakes, and we all drove, in separate cars, and stayed overnight. We sat and stitched Friday night as a group, which was awesome. I got to meet Laura. She runs a Facebook group. It is called My Southern Porch, and I'll put a link in the description box below because she just posted for another retreat that she is having in March of 2023. So I will put that out. It was so wonderful. I did not get a lot of stitching. I'll show you. And that's what and I don't even know if that's if that's the right side, if I got it right side up or not. That's all the stitching that I got done. Because for me, when I get to be around other people, it means so much. I spend time talking. Yep. So I was wrong. So that is where, and this will be a plant when it's all finished. So this is like the top part of the plant. This is the stem of the plant, and then there's a urn underneath it. But I need to get back to this because it was beautiful, and I could stitch on this with no problem, which surprises me. But all you need is light and a good magnifier. And if you don't need the light, which most people do, but I mean, I just used my regular magnifier and didn't have any problems with it at all. So I need to get back to this because I would love to be able to get it finished into the little needle case that it was. It is beautiful. The pictures don't really do it very much justice, but it is beautiful. So that was the trip. We stitched and laughed and had a good time, and then we went to this one place for dinner that was like a converted house, and the food was good. Like, it was so much fun. Going, the only other retreats that I have been on are Stitch Away and StitchCon. So to go to something outside of those two, don't get me wrong, Miss Barbara know how to put on a good retreat. Let me tell you. to go and experience other people and the way they do things and all of that. There was food galore. We had lunch catered in. It was so much fun. So if you ever, I'm going to be sure and put the link to my southern porch in the description box below. Please check out her Facebook group. She does, I believe, 2 that I know of, 2 retreat sessions that I know of. There's one in March, and then there was the one that we did in August. So it was just awesome. They had Stacy Nash, and then, so let me show you the charts that I got. Which is going to be one of my new starts for the month. I did not put this in the the ABCingo. Well, for 2 reasons. The first reason is I need to make sure that I have the fabric, because this calls for a 40 count Weeks Dye Works linen in straw, and because I'm new to 40 count, I want to make sure that I don't want to really buy too much 40 count. I can, because I can stitch on it. But so the first chart that I purchased from her is called Jane Leffergy Hoop and Thread Sewing Bag. And that is what the outside looks like. Now, I'm not going to do this in a sewing bag, but when I saw this, I was just like, I don't know what it is about this, but I really do like it a lot. And I meant to take this with me, so when I go back down, I'm going to have to pick out fabric for it. And so that's what the outside looks like. And then here's what the inside looks like. So it looks to me like she used a quilting cotton on the inside, and then it's actually big enough to hold hoops, and those are thread drops. So, I mean, it would be cute as a pouch like that, but I don't know what I would do with a pouch like that. But that was my first purchase. Then I was still up there walking around, and you know, I have a thing, if you've been with me any great length of time, you know I have a thing about snowflakes. So anytime I see one, I'm like, oh, the snowflakes. I don't like snow, but I love snowflakes. So then I picked up Sweater Weather Short Stack Pin Keep. And she autographed. If you wanted it autographed, all you did was just put it in front of her and she peeled out a pen. So I will be starting this in December. And that was what one look was. And then here they are stacked up together. And I was just like, yes, all the snowflakes, thanks. And this is actually, she stitched these on a 36 count. R&R Reproductions Linen Patriots Brew. So I could actually, which I'm not going to do this, but you see how they're stitched in red? I could use that Vicky Clayton silk to stitch those. But when I think of snowflakes, I don't see red anywhere. So I would use a blue. And I think I have a blue silk that I could use for it. And then she had this cute little canvas bag, and the patterns fit right in there. So she got her own project bag. And then there was another designer there, and her name is Cardan. And it says Antiques and Needlework. And so she gifted me this project. And when I was standing there talking to her about it, I was like, you know, that's really pretty, but I would stitch it in my favorite color. And so she said, it says Purple Power, and she autographed it. And so I told her when I get it stitched, I'm going to make sure she sees it because I'm going to stitch it in purple. I could use those two different Vicky Clayton silks right there. So that was the Stacy Nash Cardan haul. And then when we got there, my friends gave some gifts. Now this is all still at the Stacy Nash retreat. So my friend Liz gave me this wonderful, it is a flour sack kitchen towel, and I love flour sack towels, so that was right up my alley. And then she also let me pick out a cute little pumpkin. And now that we have passed Labor Day, I can change out my beach theme and get up my autumn theme. Okay. And it's still recording, yes. There was a vendor at the retreat, and so she had all these little bobbly. So that's a snowman, and then the scissors and all of that. I actually also have a bracelet, but I didn't put it on. And then they also had all of these thread drop charms that I picked up. And then someone actually picked this one up for me. Oh, come on. It's not gonna do it. Well, anyway, it says makes her own rules. So she went through all of the little charms and picked out ones that she thought represented the people in the group. It was really fun. So that was fun. And then we also got thread drops from Miss Lenny, which was super cute. Like, you know, I'm not really a cat person, but I love to see pictures and stuff of what people put on their thread drops. So this is one of her cats, Rocky. And we also got these cute little pins. Okay. Lynn went to the Black Needle Society. Lynn X Stitches Creates went to the Camp Black Needle, and Miss Laura sent her back sent me back through her a Teresa Kogut magnet. And thank you so very much, Miss Laura. I am not stitching this pattern. However, now I can stitch it. It was just Lynn, but Lynn is stitching it for the two of us. So I'm the little black girl and Lynn is the little white girl. That's what the connection is. But I'm not stitching it, but I love the little needle minder. So thank you so very much. I'm going to have to contact her. So then my friend Tony made a project bag for me. And it's got lace on it and everything. Like, it is so well put together. And this gray big old flower button, I love it. And inside, they gifted me, her and Miss Sharon gifted me a Under the Sea 28 count Under the Sea linen. And I don't know. I think this is a whole yard. I don't know because I don't normally get fabric this big. Like I usually get fat quarters, so but it is so pretty. It's under the sea, 28 count linen. And then they also gave me a little paddle. And that came from my friends Tony and Sharon. And so I really appreciate it so very much. They know, like, when we were all together, I was like, you guys know how much I love this. So it was just, I had a really good time, and I hope to go to more retreats with everybody again. It was really a good time. I also got a it's a waxer. Oh, and where is it? Oh, and then one of the new friends that I met, and her name was Tammy. She purchased this scissor holder. I was trying to find my scissors so I could show you. But you stick your scissors, there you go. And you just can stick your scissors down in there, and it's a scissor tree. So thank you so very much, Tammy. I really do appreciate it. I am always so overjoyed, and oh, one more thing, two more things. So Miss Jan made and Miss Jan is, I'm sorry, there's something going on outside. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't need to like turn you guys off. What is her? Miss Jan is one of the finishers at Keepsakes, and she always makes little, and so she made these little bags, and she made mine with the purple inside. And then look at those. Isn't that beautiful? Quilted. So thank you so very much, Miss Jan. And then Sherry, one of our friends from Keepsakes, she made us all these. And I have seen this process. I actually thought it was an awesome idea, but then when I saw the process of doing it, I was like, I'm not doing all that work. But she made them. So you put these all together, like this is a board, and then you put the paper on it, and then you put that's the project page, and it has all the information, and you put your threads in, and then you can just put this booklet in your project bag, and all of the, it has all these floss away bags in it. So it was really great. And I'm not for sure. I think Sherry has, I'll have to look and see. It seems to me like she might have an Etsy shop or something like that. And if I find the information, I will put it in the description box. So that was all the haul up to date, and all of the gifts and stitchy kindness from Stacy Nash. I really hope that was all of it. Like, I've really been trying to keep it all together. I am not for sure. I know. Oh, look, I still got more right here. So when I went to Keepsakes, I came back with a couple of things. Not you. Not you. So I am still working on, and I can just show it to you because it's right here. I wanted to let you all know that I am still working on finishing up my mental health piece. And remember, I had all of this to fill in. That's all I have left to do. Well, I didn't realize it when I was working on it, but I didn't have enough to work on it, if that makes sense. So I had to pick up 2 more skeins of Paris green. And then I picked up some other overdyes for projects that I'll be starting. And this is avocado, tartan plaid, weeping willow, deep sea blue. And then I also picked up the next in the square dance. So I'll be starting on October very soon. And then I also picked up October by Little House Needleworks. At some point, I have almost all of these charts, and at some point I am going to get them finished so that I can display them. I love these little charts, and you'll understand when I go to my plans for 2023. But so I picked that up. And then if you recall, I started one more thing. So you all have seen these shepherd bush patterns that they are doing on the Mad for Plaid bags. So I have this actual colorway. I have this one, and I believe I have the gray one. So I picked up this Joy chart to stitch on the bag. I do still need to get the thread. Like the name just went right out of my head. The pearl cottons. So I'm going to pick up the pearl cottons for this. It only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 5 colors in it. But I think it is so super cute. I'm hoping that they will come out. So they actually have a blue Mad for Plaid bag. And I'm hoping that they'll come out with a snowflake pattern for that bag. But I'll have to wait and see. Or I can make my own snowflake pattern because I got enough snowflake patterns. I can make my own design on that bag. But I picked that up also. And then I picked up I have been listening to other floss tubers, and when they are doing the chalk anything by Hands on Design, they have been using the one strand of the sulky. Pardon me. And so I too am about to start a project that I'm going to use that on. It is not a hands-on design project. It's actually a restart. Earlier this year, I was working on Winter Snowfall, and it was on a Picture This Press Plus Crystal, and I could not see to stitch on that fabric. So yesterday, I picked out a 16 count Atomic Ranch Vapors to restart Winter Snowfall on. And I like, it is a bluish grayish color. I love this fabric. It is very soft. So I will be using the sulky to go along with this in effort to try to make it go a little bit faster when I'm stitching it. Okay, I think, I know you all have already seen the flip through that Carolyn Zook did for the October issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And the other day, I think it was Thursday, I received the Christmas edition of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And there's actually quite a few in here that I am going to be marking, tabbing with all the little things across the top so that I can put them into my stitching repertoire. Oh, Okay, I'm gonna have to white out my address. Look, I didn't even realize it was up there until just now. So I'll have to blur that out. I really hope that you, now that I'm an hour and 45 minutes in, I hope that you got a lot of stitching accomplished while you were watching this video. I have really missed all of you all. It's been a month. It's been more than a month. But I'm on the mend. Um, I know you probably hear that the people outside are riding their motorcycles, so please remember to take care of yourselves. I am learning that lesson. Um, and not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally. This bout has lingered for a long time. It totally caught me off guard. It was just, it wasn't one thing, it was a million little things. So, in saying all of that, I hope you all are having fun. You have a few more weeks of summer to go. I hope the weather is cooperating where you are, and I will see you again soon.